Hi guys, Jenny again. This is part 4 of my TWS November mini album. Just using some StazOn ink and stamping a handwriting script onto some burgundy cardstock, and then using my Fiskars cutting system to cut out the circles for a lollipop flower. And you might guess there that I'm not too proficient at using this system. I tend to have to press really firmly to get a clear, clean cut. Just scrunching that circle up to give it a distressed look about it. Yeah, Catherine from the Scrap Beach when I see her using hers, it looks as if it's so easy. She does it so effortlessly. And the paper I'm using for the middle flower and the top flower, middle and top circles, is probably my all-time favourite paper stack from DCWV. It's the Once Upon a Time. It's just got a lovely vintage look about it. And just using the Tim Holtz edger to distress the edges of those circles, and then applying some burgundy Versacolour ink to the edges. And then doing the same thing again to the top flower. And this lollipop flower will be attached to the page that I completed in the previous video. Just inking up the undersizes of those circles because the white seemed to be too stark on the completed lollipop flower. So just using some vintage photo distress ink just for the undersides there, and speeding up the drying process. And scrunching some more. And then layering them together. And the fibre I'm using to secure the lollipop flower is the same fibre I used for the crisscross section. You'll see there, and I've threaded this fibre underneath that crisscross section, and then threading it back up through the lollipop flower, so it's more secure, and they're just tying a few knots in it. Just placing a brad in the centre of it, and that, and then tidying up the ends, trimming the ends, and that completes that page. Now I'm just taking some glossy accents, squirting it onto some scratch paper there, and taking a thin paintbrush and applying that glossy accents to the various leaves and petals on that designer paper. I thought the paper was so pretty that I didn't want to over embellish it and take away from the paper itself, so I thought this was one way in which to add something to the page without taking away the design. And so it gives it a wet sort of a look. Now selecting some elasticized lacy ribbon by Pink Paisley, and I'm going to cut off a couple of pieces of that ribbon and attach it to the diagonals on one side of that paper using the ATG. And I use the same ribbon to make a belly band for the trifold that I'm about to make. So just cutting the designer paper for that trifold. Same paper I used to for the covering of the chipboard. Now just scoring the trifold, folding and burnishing the edges, and then inking all the edges, even the folded edges, with Vintage Photo Distress ink. Now just selecting a journaling piece by Jenny Boland. It's from the Memo Notebook, and it was too long for the trifold, so I just tore the bottom edge of it, gave it a more distressed look, and then distressed it even further with the Vintage Photo Distress ink, and then adhered it to the centre of the trifold using my ATG. I just sticking that tape underneath that journaling bit just to clean it up. And now just selecting a couple of images from the Little Dolls Images and Journals Notes Pad by Crafty Secrets. Some gorgeous images in that little pad. And now just distressing all the edges again with the Vintage Photo Distress inks and adhering them to either side of that journaling tag there with my ATG. And that's the trifold finished. And now making the belly band using the same elasticized lacy ribbon and just applying some 1/4 inch double-sided sticky strip. And then just seeing where I'm going to be placing it. And now just testing it out with the trifold card. And it's a bit firm, so it'll stay in there more securely. And I thought it need a bit of bling, so I put some green rhinestones along the top of that belly band, and that's that page complete. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for part 5. Bye.